Welcome to Troubadour Reacts. My name is Kirk Barbera. I'm the host of the Troubadour channel, Troubadour Reacts. I'm the host of the Literary Canon Club, which you can sign up for on my website, troubadour.studio/literary canon club, where I help people go through and read and enjoy and get a great first experience of the Western literary canon from Homer to Melville. One of the things that I'm a big advocate of personally is expanding your artistic explorations. So that's what I'm doing on this channel. I'm trying things that I don't know as well, I'm not as familiar with, or there's a chance I heard the song or some part of it when I was a kid, but I really don't think so. I'm going to be reacting to the Notorious B.I.G. Who Shot Ya? Now, I've definitely heard Notorious B.I.G. songs. I'm a kid. I was born in 85. I'm an old guy right now. And I was raised in the 90s. He was around, right? In the late 80s and so that guy was there. But again, I really was not listening to music. I really am pretty musically challenged. I think it's one of the areas of art that I haven't explored, the contemporary music scene as much. I tend to be focused on the classics, classic poetry, classic literature, classic painting and sculpture, and music, opera, things of those nature. I hope you will expand your artistic world as well as I'm doing mine. To help you out, I have a new translation of Homer's The Iliad. This is the book written thousands of years ago by Homer, and it is always a difficult read because of the translation. So I've worked really hard to get a translation that anybody could pick up the book, read it, and really enjoy the story without getting bogged down by too much. And it's still in rhyme. It's still in rhythm, not rhyme. Sorry. It's still in rhythm. It's metered in iambic pentameter. So it has a nice sing-song cadence to it. Okay. So check that out. You can go to troubadour.studio/Iliad. Right now it's coming soon, but soon you'll be able to buy it. You can sign up to get copies pretty soon there. Okay. So check that out. And that's how you can support this channel too, is you buy the book, join my Literary Canon Club, and I'll work through the whole series of canonical works with you so you can expand your artistic experiences while I expand mine here. Now I'm going to need your help for this. We're going to do Notorious B.I.G. I need your help because I have a feeling I really am not going to catch a lot of references. I need you to be gentle with me. This is how I try to be gentle with people when I'm working through Homer. So be gentle because I haven't listened to this and I maybe don't know a lot of the references. So let's just dig into this. Let's check it out. Afterwards, I'll try to do some kind of poetry or discussion or something. We'll see what I come up with after we just enjoy the song. That's the first job.
As we proceed,
Puffy, hasn't aged well, right? I don't really care about the producers. This was years ago. I'm just interested in the song. This one he's talking about like
turn the mics up.
9 to 5 jobs. Like, don't be a 9 to 5 motherfucker.
Turn that shit the fuck up. What? Turn it louder. Yeah.
I do know Bad Boy, of course. Who doesn't know that? Always the best beats, right? That's good. I mean, can't not.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on, nigga. Fuck all that bickering beef. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Then the shit stop when I fall the plot. Neighbors call the cops, said they heard mad shots. Saw me in the drop, 3 1/4. Slaughter, electrical tape around the daughter.
Whoa.
Old school, new school, need to learn though. I burn, baby, burn like Disco Inferno. Burn slow like blunts with Yayo.
Okay, I don't know Disco Inferno. Is that Dante reference?
Potato. Niggas know the lyrical molesting is taking place. Fucking with B.I.G. it ain't safe. I make your skin shake. Rashes on the masses, bumps and bruises, blunts and Land Cruisers. Big Papa smash fools, bash fools, niggas mad
you know
because
Big
I
Papa,
know
of
the
course.
cash rules. Everything around me, 2 Glock 9s. Any motherfucker whispering about mine. And Crooklyn's finest.
Crooklyn.
Bad
Interesting.
boys behind this.
What does he say? 9-5? I I really need the lyrics, by the way. Some people don't like this, but I'll be honest, I need those lyrics. Are they just saying like, don't do your 9-to-5 job? By the way, I agree with like, you should work harder than 9 to 5. You should be working 7 to 10. Work hard, baby. Work all the time. You know what I mean? Work.
I seen the light excite all the freaks. Stack mad chips, spread love with my peeps. Niggas wanna creep, got to watch my back. Think the cognac and endo sack make me slack. I switches all that, cocksucker G's up. One force move, get Swiss cheese up.
Oh,
Respect I demand it. Slip and break the 11th commandment.
Swiss
Come
cheese
out,
up.
shall not fuck with North Sea Papa. Feel 1,000 deaths when I
break the
drop
11th
it.
commandment.
I feel for you like Shaka Khan, I'm the Don. Pussy when I want.
I know Shaka Khan.
The arm. You'll die slow but calm. Recognize
Omega C Master.
so there won't
Not
be
rolling.
no mistake. So you know where to tell Jake, lame nigga, brave nigga. Turn front page nigga. Puff Daddy flips daily. I smoke the blunts, he sips
How's
on
it?
the Baileys. On the rocks, tote blocks at christenings. Hammer cop in the fire positioning. What? Come here. Open your fucking mouth. Open your, did I tell you don't fuck with me? Huh? Did I tell you not to fuck with me? Huh? Look at you now. Huh? Can't talk with a gun in your mouth, huh? Bitch ass nigga. What? Who shot you? Who shot you? Who shot you? Who shot you?
good beat. Did he laugh? I can't say. I mean, we can make fun of him now, right? Is it okay? I know he's we're not. He's not gonna come sleep up on us. Dave Chappelle. Not afraid. Letting it go. Okay, so I don't know the background of this. I'm not, again, I don't know all the details. From what I'm gathering from a quick search and understanding of this, is many people take this as almost, it's like he's, Notorious B.I.G. is taking credit for the shooting of possibly Tupac. That is kind of scary. I don't know. That's, an interesting thing. I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to say about that. But one thing that I think, so if we try to take that out of it, I'm going to assume he didn't do it. I don't know anything about the details of that assassination. But what I do hear is something very interesting that I'm, trying to get a deeper understanding of rap, in particular American rap. The way the cadence tries to evolve into a deeper meaning, or at least a kind of meaning of some connections that you can make. So here's a couple things I'm getting is it's like a verbal assassination. And that's the kind of vibe that I got, where he's taking on the persona of a cold, calculated killer. And his weapon is the microphone. So hopefully it's just stories. Now in stories, I don't care if it's film noir, it's the Iliad. I mean, there's lots of death and killing in the Iliad. I mean, the Iliad, by the way, is famous for so many reasons. It's one of the greatest works of literature in the history of the world. But one of the things that's really famous for is the reality that it brought in words to death in war, and how, so there's a lot of like spears going through groins and spears going through, the temple of the head and bursting out. It's like very, very visceral, and you can feel the war. And that's, I don't feel the war as much. He doesn't focus on that, but I feel the sense of this guy who's a killer and he's going to kill this person. And that, I think he's trying to, it's a tale of violence, power, fear, neighborhood respect. Like he's got that, he's putting that in there. And, I got a sense of like psychological warfare. The song's title and kind of provoked this paranoia. It feels like there's got a lot of that. There's some themes about threat and fear. We're not going to go through the whole lyrics, but I want to go through a couple key ones. And there's some ones that really stuck out as good, rhymes, good things that he's doing. Now there's a lot of stuff that, it's interesting to think about, like, what is the value of violence at this level and cold-blooded murderedness at this level. But again, you see this in literature, you see this in art, you see this all the time. So, there's nothing illegitimate in, I don't care what anybody says, there's nothing illegitimate about taking on the persona of a killer. That there's thrillers, there's action movies where and there's a real, like value in the sense of getting into the mindset of something like that only for the perspective, I think, of condemning that it's not a good thing. You don't want to be in that. So one thing I think is a little challenging for me is that there's almost a tone of approval in the kind of consequences. So I want to see there be bad consequences for the person who's a cold-blooded killer. Now, maybe there's reason for him to do this. I don't know. Again, I don't know the background. Tell me the background, what's going on. But again, there's some very masterful use of language here for sure. So there's a lot of these perfect, multisyllabic kind of tones to it. Who shot you? Separate the weak from the obsolete. Weak, obsolete, creep streets. You get that, the next line is hard to creep, then Brooklyn streets. So, listen to it. Weak, obsolete, creep streets. It really has this perfect weak, and he even does like obsolete, creep streets. He does a lot of this consonants. He likes consonants of B sounds, bickering beef, Brooklyn biff, bickering beef. I like this one. And he does this a lot, like this kind of internal sweat trickling cheeks. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. And man, it evokes something really interesting if you stop for a second. I can hear. So what I'm getting from that is the sweat trickling down your cheek is a sign of fear in this sense. And he can hear the fear from a visual. That to me is a very interesting use of language. Your heartbeats sound like Sasquatch feet. Multisyllabic slant there, right? Heartbeat, Sasquatch feet, concrete. The next line is thunder and shaking the concrete. So there's all kinds of these, plot cops shots. Then the shit stopped when I foiled the plot. Neighbors called the cops, said they've heard mad shots, right? So there's a triple rhyme and he does a lot of these little playful things. And it's all got this beat that goes with it. And it's, you're kind of going into the heartbeat. That's what these kinds of rhythms often, iambic pentameter famously is about, the heartbeat. The chant, which I am still a little lost on, to some degree, it's done by Puffy. Y'all know who that is. He doesn't go by that anymore. I don't know what he's going to go by next after this situation, but I digress. The repetitive chant, it's like this call and it sounds like a call and response, even though I think a lot of it is Puffy doing both sides. And I guess that's typical of this kind of cult. I read it was something like East Coast cipher culture. It's very particular of like calling out and getting a response. And there's that they're emulating that sound of the street, I think, is what's going on here. I think the typical flow unit is something like your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet, thundering, shaking the concrete. So there's the stressed beats of heartbeat, or it's heartbeat, Sasquatch feet, thundering concrete, right? So it's heartbeat, Sasquatch feet, thundering concrete, something like that. And there's something, it obviously hits like a drum beat. And I think that's what I notice a lot about rap in general, is the staccato of the voice matches very much like a very fast-paced drum beat. I mean, this guy is using simile. Again, the heartbeats sound like Sasquatch feet. That's comparing to things in that way as an unusual way of doing things, which I like. I like any kind of unusual playfulness. That's one thing I do appreciate about rap, is that it's really playful with language. There's a lot of allusion, personification, feel 1,000 deaths when I drop ya, hyperbole, of course, double entendre. I mean, there's a lot of playful, advanced things of language. It's not a literal use of language. I've been exploring jazz more. I've always loved jazz, but I've never, I'm not very good at exploring contemporary music. And it's just, I don't know why. I'm just not good at it. I'm trying to get better, but I'm starting to pick up like a real jazz-like relaxed, but there's a deadly precision to it. There's a jazz-like element to it that it feels like this kind of jazz thing. But it's all obviously, of course, ominous, taunting, ultra confident. And my understanding is that this really cements Biggie as a lyrical tactician. And I think, and he's picking up on some very prominent things that I'm not familiar with. I don't know the background, but I think at the moment when this was done, it was very powerful for him, and it, kind of elevated him even more than I think he already was at this point. Again, I haven't done a real deep dive into this. These are just some very quick initial takeaways. Overall, I thought it was very interesting. I'm glad I listened to it. There's something about the cold-blooded killer that I do want to see be punished. I do want to see not a non-approval of, even if you portray him very literally and you're trying to get us to understand this person. Okay. I think that's very worthwhile in literature and in poetry and such, is to get inside the mind of someone that you wouldn't normally agree with and maybe even disdain or hate on some level. But from an artistic standpoint, personally, I do like to see a kind of comeuppance. It's a justice thing for me, it seems like that's not the case here. It seems like it's just a cold, but again, it's a short little clip of a song. It's not a full movie or anything, so it's not like there's an arc. So overall, again, masterful use of language. It's very, very masterful. Okay, so give me some reactions, some things to react to. I really like ones that are lyrically powerful, that have some special use of lyrics, but anything that you want to hear, go ahead and give me some comments on what you're interested in. All right, till next time.